All right, so we're going to record this and I'll post it to YouTube for people who were not here. So let's see, it should be just about time. Let me see, is it? Yeah, I've got a little bit after um, 4:30, so I'm going to go ahead and start. And I'll start by just asking if there are any general questions, problems turning things in. I know a few people couldn't find the Turnitin link for the for the syllabus to turn it in. Did everybody find the link? Did everybody aware that you're supposed to turn that in to Dr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Now, one thing that you have to understand is there are two of us teaching you in this class. I'm the teaching assistant, and he's the actual professor that runs the whole class. So in that sense, he is the guy who is technically in charge of everything, but I'm the person who's going to be grading your writing assignments. And there was also some problems. People were getting writing assignments and reading assignments confused. So realize there are reading assignments and there are writing assignments. I'm going to be grading your writing assignments, the ones that are WAs. So they're listed WA1, WA2, WA3, 4, and 5. Those are the ones I'm grading. There may be a couple of other assignments I grade along the way, but tests, exams, and the reading assignments, those are all Dr. O'Brien. So you can ask me questions about it. Maybe I'll know the answer, but he's the authority and he's the grader for that. For grading the writing assignments, I'm the person. We had some problems. Different TAs grade differently. So I want everybody to understand that if you know someone in a different section besides the two I'm teaching, you know, they may have completely different ways of grading, and you need to like ask me specifically how I'm grading it and what I'm looking for. They may be looking for completely different things. Now, don't worry if I give everybody bad grades for not doing their statistics right, or for counting off for misspelling, you know, twice as much as someone else. Dr. O'Brien normalizes the grades at the end. So in other words, he will more or less curve to make sure everybody kind of gives the same general grade across the TAs. But you need to ask me how I'm grading the assignment. There are general guidelines for the assignment, and you'll be graded on those by everybody, but there are, you know, not everybody grades the same, especially grading essays. And there's nothing you can do about that because it's in a lot of ways an opinion. So you have to find out what my opinion is on how to write a paper, and it's specifically a scientific paper. And we will talk a lot about that. And I don't know if the other TAs will give you the kind of help I give you. I'm going to give you or show you a finished paper that somebody made an A on. You know, I've marked out all the names and everything, so you don't know who it was, but they made an A paper, and it was back when we had a 60-page paper instead of like a 35, 40-page paper. So it's a much larger, more detailed paper. You're going to have slightly different materials, but I will give this to you, and I think it helped. I did this last semester, and my grades went way up. So I really think that's the way to go. So I will give you an example paper, and you can see. Just don't plagiarize it. I have to emphasize we had a lot of people last semester. I won't say a lot, but we had some people, no one in my classes, but in some of the other classes that plagiarized, and they got caught. And I think one person got kicked out of the class. So just be aware that that is an issue. I don't know if Dr. O'Brien has talked to you about it yet or not, but it's an issue that I at least have to address. I just hope none of you do it. But there is a large writing assignment. That's the main thing that I'll be grading in this class. I also do the weekly PowerPoints, and I give you additional information like videos and more of the in-class teaching, as far as of course, it's asynchronous. So realize this right now, this is office hours. So this is not a required meeting. This is just if you have questions to come every Friday and ask me something. And I decided, well, we'll just make it a kind of, it's not required today, but you'll never have any kind of required time to do anything with me. I will simply email you and post videos, and including this one, and things that I think will help you out. The PowerPoints, I will go over the PowerPoints and try to help you along in the class. I give you lots of hints. I really do. You need to watch the videos because I give you hints that you're not going to get anywhere else just reading the material or looking at what's on Blackboard. So I really suggest you watch the videos that I post. So the first thing, let's see. So if Friday sessions are mainly offered. Yes. So Karen asked if Friday sessions are just asking questions, and that's correct. You do not have to show up to it, but if you have questions, and it's a good way for people will ask questions that that are good that I didn't think of. And so I will record it whenever we do one of these, and I will post it. So you should watch it just like you do any other video I post. So let me do that right now. Let's go to the YouTube channel just so I can review you and show you what I do. Now, other students do not, other TAs do not, what do you call it, necessarily do YouTube videos. That's just what I do. They may post them other places. You can watch theirs if you can find someone in their class and what they're doing. You might like them. I know some people last semester liked my videos, and mine were on YouTube, so it was easy for people to access them. But realize if you watch mine, they're, you know, based on how I'm going to grade. If you watch somebody else's, the videos may be based on how they grade and what they do. So just make sure you understand that there are some things that we all have to do the same, but there are some things that are specific just to my sections. So let me go there. Let me go to, let me share my screen here with you. Let's see. I'm going to go to, let's see. What's the best way? All right, that's just general. There we go. All right, can everybody see the YouTube channel? Give me a thumbs up, or somebody say yes if you're seeing the teaching bioinformatics.
Yes.
Yes, okay. So hopefully that yes goes for everybody. So the idea here is this is my website, my YouTube channel for teaching bioinformatics. And there is a large portion of bioinformatics in this course, and bioinformatics is my specialty. So when we get to that part, you know, I can help you out a little bit more than the other TAs maybe. But here are the videos. Here's the syllabus, and then part 1 and part 2 of the PowerPoints. Now, if you want to go here to playlists, here are the 4 playlists. This is last semester. All right, this is this semester. Of course, we only have 3 videos at this point in this semester. If you want to kind of get ahead, you could go to last semester. It's going to be similar. I'll make all of the videos over again as we go through, but feel free to open these up. And some of these are also from, I teach introductory biology at the community colleges, so I have a lot of videos for them as well. And if you're struggling, let me pause that. All right. If you're struggling with some of the concepts, you might go back down here and try. These are actually from my, I think, yes, these are from my intro class. If you want to go back and watch some of these. Nope, that's U of H. Let's see. Maybe here. No, that's U of H too. I do have some of them here that are from, nope, that's also U of H. Well, I redid a lot of them, I guess. But I'll give you more videos and I'll redo these. But if you want to get ahead, you could certainly go back and watch it. The material is pretty much the same if you want to get ahead. If there's some concept like chromosome structure or something that you don't understand, you can go get ahead and maybe watch it before. Now, this is outside of this class, but if you're interested in bacterial genetics, bacterial genetics is completely different. They don't have chromosomes, so everything works different. And if you ever take microbiology, you'll be learning about operons. If you're interested in that, I have videos, and I also teach bioinformatics here and for biotech. And you could, if you're interested in those things, you can look at that and get ahead. We will be doing bioinformatics, not as much as I cover here, but if you wanted to get ahead, you could watch these videos. But right now, these are the ones that you need to watch, and hopefully everybody's watched those already. You don't have to answer that, but they will get you through the PowerPoints. And usually I add additional videos on the topics, and I haven't yet, but I will be this weekend. So the general genetics and maybe some more things on flies. And I will also get you started on how to write concisely. So conciseness, it's a term used for writing scientifically. And students are not usually used to scientific writing. You know, they can write a letter, but they probably haven't had technical writing, a class in true technical writing. And that's where you learn to write scientific papers and that sort of thing. And personally, I think you should probably have that class before you have this class, but we'll get you through it so that you can learn to write a technical paper. And you will. That's what WA5 that you turn in as your final assignment, that's what it is. It's a technical paper, as if you would turn it into a journal, as if you were publishing it. That's the goal. All right, so if you just want to look at all of the videos, you could go here and just kind of sort through. There might be some things that you find interesting. I don't know if you have time for that sort of thing. You probably have, you know, if you're taking like 18 hours, I'm sure you have very little time for doing extra work. And I want to warn you, this class, there is a lot of work. The writing, if you're a slow writer especially, there's a lot to do in this course. Don't want to scare you off, but I do want to warn you that it's not like you blow off your lab course. This is a very serious lab course. You're getting 3 credit hours for it. All right. Any questions at this point? Anybody? No? If there's some, go ahead.
Oh, earlier you were talking about like the 45-page paper. So I was
Yes.
wondering if all 5 of those writing assignments equal up to that 45-page limit.
Yes, that's kind of the way it works. WA2 builds on WA1. Those two actually might be separate, but as you go to 3 and 4, you're really just adding things to like 1 and 2 until you get to 5. And 5 is kind of a combination of all of your papers up to that point. So yes, they are kind of cumulative, working up to WA5, which is a full paper, like you were writing an article and you were going to submit it to a journal for publication. And if you know anything about that, they're very picky about how you format your page. You have to have certain margins, certain fonts, all of those things. If you don't get it just right, I take off. All right, that's in the requirements that Dr. O'Brien will be giving you. Now, how I grade it for the content, like, did you do your statistics correctly? Did you, there are some things that I have some leeway on. Do I require you to do a graph of certain graphs? I may require you to do two types of a graph. Someone else may only require you to do one. If you're good at graphs, and making nice graphics, well, that's easy. If you're bad at graphics, well, maybe not as easy. So there are lots of things that you'll see as we go through, and I think you'll get an idea when I show you an example paper, what you have to do. I don't think Dr. O'Brien has posted an example paper yet. If he doesn't soon, I'll go over one in a video. Because you do need to know what you're getting into up front, I think, and you will have to write a lot. All right, that's the hard part, the writing. Let's see. And of course, it's COVID, so you can't actually do the research on your own. Instead, we're doing a little bit more bioinformatics, which is statistical and computer work. And so we're doing a little bit more of that. And because you don't have the laboratory, you don't have to grow your own flies. You don't have to show up every day for the laboratory. So we're trying to do a little bit more of the content that you could do at home, which is the bioinformatics. All right, let's see here. What else do you need to know? You need to know, you got the website, and please be aware that it's here. Just check it regularly. I will, whenever I post a new video, I'll send out an email, and I'm going to try and find a website where I can just post information. Maybe I can do it on Blackboard. So at that, let me go ahead and go to Blackboard, and I will share that. Let's see. Can everybody see the change? I switched to Blackboard. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. So I just want to go over here before we leave. If you don't have any more questions, I want to make sure you know where everything is. Now, my Blackboard doesn't look like yours. I can see more things, but this should be your very similar. Actually, I can go over here and I can go to student view. So I'll do that real quick. So this should be what everybody sees. You have the syllabus. I emailed you that. You have a welcome from Dr. O'Brien. Here are some tips and strategies. You probably ought to read those. This is the little assignment he gave you, the conversation with your professor. Now, if you had a problem turning that in, you turn it in down here. And this is what mine looks like. But notice in mine, it says student preview mode not supported. Hopefully yours is supported. I don't know if you get that error or not. Is that how most of you turned it in, or have you had a problem turning that in?
The link worked for me, so it was good.
It was good. Okay. I know at least one person had a problem. Actually, I think two people had a problem. So, and it might be browser related. I don't know. You might try. I know it works with Microsoft Edge, and it's working with Chrome for me right here. These are your assignments. I had someone in another section. They thought they were in my section, but the problem is part of Blackboard is set up with me having section 163343. Now you'll notice over here, section 343. That 3 should not be there, and so since it is, there are some issues because this isn't a real section here. That 3 should not be there, and because it's been entered in incorrectly, there are some problems for those of you who are in section 16343. And until they correct this problem, there may be additional problems. So hopefully, how many of you? Well, I don't want to say it. Is there someone here who's in 16343?
Yes,
Yes.
I am.
Okay, good. So you guys at least are getting my emails. I wasn't 100%. I hope everybody is getting them. I'm just not certain until they turn in that the assignment there that they've contacted me. So or that I've been able to contact them. So I still don't know yet for the people until they fix the Blackboard problem. So this is the general front page for the Blackboard site. Of course, syllabus, everything here, that's kind of what we're looking at. Now, when we get to the fly materials, there is a lab manual here. You need to download that. There's some really great information in here. This is kind of like what you're going to be doing, like how to do certain things. You really should take a look at the first one at least and begin kind of getting familiar with what we're going to do with flies. The second one, here's the writing assignments. There's a grading rubric here for assignment 4. I don't know why he has it here for 4. I don't know if that's an error or not. Let me open that one real quick. Okay, so here are the things you should include in 4. So this one's a short one. There's not much going on. That's a very short one. I don't think that's correct. I think that was left over from last semester, so you probably shouldn't be looking at that yet. But that's where you will find information about the writing assignments. And then I will give you additional information. These are the basic requirements, but the details will come from me. Here are the course quizzes and tests. And of course, Dr. O'Brien handles that. You don't ask me about your quiz or how to log in with the lockdown browser. I don't have anything to do with that. That is Dr. O'Brien. And that confuses students a lot. They're going like, wait, who do I ask about this or who do I ask about that? Well, if it's about a test or a quiz, you talk to Dr. O'Brien. If it's about the writing assignments, you talk to me. And also you talk to me about your weekly requirements with regard to the writing assignments and with regard to what you should be doing on the writing assignments, and then the content like the PowerPoints, what videos should I be watching, is there any like online video I should watch? Is there a PowerPoint I should be viewing? Those are the things that I will be handling. But if it's a quiz or a test, he handles it. And then the grades. So I'm going to go to grades here real quick. And as you can see, there's writing assignment 1 through 5. These are the things that I grade. So when you want to know something about how this is being graded or what I want, if it's about these 5 things, you talk to me. The rest of it is pretty much Dr. O'Brien. Now, if you have questions about the bioinformatics, that is my specialty, so you can ask me about these as well. So these 2 and the writing assignments, those are the things you should ask me for. If you're late or you got sick, maybe you got COVID even, and you weren't able to turn something in, we do have a place to turn in stuff for special, requirements, and we're being pretty lenient with that. I mean, certainly if you got COVID, we'd be very lenient. If you're sick or something, you can use the special submissions. I don't know if Dr. O'Brien has told you about that yet. He may not have. But the grades, quizzes and tests, writing assignments, fly content, and then the syllabus and calendar. So just be aware of all these things. I don't know what else I can tell you. You can, do you have any questions at this point?
Dr. O'Brien mentioned something about a lab notebook. Would you be requiring that for this?
Yes, the lab notebook is here, and I can give you the whole thing in one piece. I'll email that out, but it's actually in here. I assume you guys can see that. I'm in student mode, but yeah, I should probably send you a copy of that. But everything is actually here online. But I'll send you a copy.
I think, I mean, are you talking about the manual? I think he mentioned something about like keeping your own notes and like keeping your own data for everything.
Oh, you're talking about your own, yes. We didn't grade it last semester, and we haven't had a meeting yet on it. I don't think we're grading it. If you keep it, if there's a question about something, you can turn it in. And I think we were talking about maybe using it as extra credit or something, but since I haven't had a meeting on it, he may have made a decision and I'm not aware of it on that. But do you remember what he said? I'll ask him about it.
He just said it was basically up to the discretion of the TA whether or not he wanted it for a grade.
That's even I'll wait till the meeting and decide and see what the other TAs are doing, because I don't want to like start giving extra credit or something and they're not doing it. So, I'll get back to you on that. Is that all right?
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Sure. All right, it says we've got 10 more minutes. So this is the format. You do not have to show up to these Friday meetings. I will always start it and I'll wait, if nobody shows up, and that happened about midway through last semester. People stopped showing up. I'll open it up for, 5 or 10 minutes and wait for people to get on. And if nobody logs on in the first, say 10 minutes, I'm going to log off myself. So, try to be there on time for this meeting on Fridays, and I'll be here. But about halfway through the semester, people stopped logging in, so the meetings kind of went away. But I will be here every Friday at 4:30 if you have questions. Is that good for everybody? I know some people can't meet at Friday at 4:30, and I can do one-on-one Zoom sessions. I don't mind. I mean, just make an appointment, and I'll be happy to do a one-on-one Zoom if you have some questions. But it's easier if we do it as a group. Saves time. So if you don't have any other questions, I think we're done. Anything else you would like to know about?
I had one. Oh, sorry. You can go ahead.
Sorry, no, I can go first, I guess. I had a question regarding like the reading assignment. I know you don't grade that, but I turned it in yesterday and it had like a high like turn it in score, but the reason it did was because like the questions on the reading assignment were like highlighted. So I'm not sure if that's okay or not, that the questions were the ones that.
I think you're okay on that. The Turnitin scores, they check for plagiarism, but yeah, you're right. I don't grade it, but I'm under the impression that under a reading assignment, I don't think there's a problem. And if it took the stuff that was already there, you're not going to get in trouble for that.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sure. Anybody else?
Oh, if we had a question about the reading assignment, like content-wise, are we able to ask you, or should we go and ask Dr. O'Brien?
That's probably Dr. O'Brien, but I mean, you can ask me and maybe I'll know.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, like, if you could clarify on assay. It was just something I tried researching about it, and I was a little confused about it.
And what were you trying to research?
Assay. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. ASSAY.
Oh, an assay.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Okay. Yeah, an assay is more or less it's a type of experiment that you would use where you're testing like an enzyme or something like that. It's something you would do in like biochemistry more than you would genetics. But you might be testing to see if there's a reaction present in certain conditions. Yeah, I would think that, I tell you what, if you do a Google search and do biochemical assay, all right, and see if you don't find a pretty good description there, if that's just to understand what it is. Does that help any? Otherwise, I will tell you to go to Dr. O'Brien.
Yeah, that helps. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Will we have any review sessions for exams?
Dr. O'Brien may, but like I said, I don't do the exams. I don't even know what's on them. Used to, when we did the in-person version of the course, I knew what was on the exam, a week or two ahead, and I could kind of coax you into it. I know what we used to ask, but I will actually, the content I have in the PowerPoints are supposed to follow the exam. So when you're doing the exam, the PowerPoints are the way to go. And if you don't understand something, I give you some additional content. So if you watch all my videos, you're in pretty good shape. But I know every time I've taught this, we've changed the exam every semester. So at this point, I can't tell you anything about the exam. Dr. O'Brien will be writing them.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? Those are all good questions, things that I didn't think to put anywhere. So that's good. Anybody else? If not, I think we'll just end it because I think they're going to cut us off here. We're only limited to 40 minutes on Zoom for free, and the university isn't paying me for a Zoom account, so we're going to be limited to 40 minutes. All right. If you have questions, feel free to email me and we can do a one-on-one Zoom. I have no problem with that. All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
All right. You too.
Thank you.